What's up, world? This is your boy, your guy, Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker. Before I get caught up in today's geek, I need you to hit that like button. I need you to share, and I need you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay, thanks. Now, let's talk about today's podcast. Thanks to the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant, the phrase slash hashtag girl dad has gone viral. I just so happen to be a girl dad myself. I have three very beautiful daughters, Farron, Mary, and Eliana. And I'm blessed to have them to go along with two sons, Gerald, EJ, and my beautiful wife, Frances. But enough about my family. Today's podcast is the beginning of what we are calling the Girl Dad series, where we will be interviewing girl athletes all over the country. And today I'm excited to kick it off with the starting point guard from the Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs team, Myah Taylor, and her dad, former starting Jackson State University point guard, John Taylor. And trust me when I say this, Myah and her dad, John, are special. Now, sit back, relax, and get your mind ready to receive this geek, 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 geek. What's up, world? This is your boy, Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker, and welcome to another episode of the Geeker Report podcast. This is a podcast where we are dealing with some of the greatest athletes in the country along with their fathers, and we are calling it the Girl Dad series. And before I introduce our special guest today, let me introduce a special young lady in my life that is going to be the co-host today. She happens to be my 14-year-old daughter, Eliana. What's up, Ellie?
What's up?
I mean, what's your gig? You act like you, I mean, what's all the laughing about? I mean, you act like you ain't been on here before. What you doing?
I've never been on live.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, people have seen you on the show. You happy to be here today?
Yes.
You sure? What about the people you think we finna have today, on here?
Good.
You good? That's all?
I mean, great.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, hey, listen, let me introduce, before I introduce you, today's show is brought to you by Tatum and Wade Law Firm, located at 124th East Amite Street, right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Tatum and Wade says they are serious lawyers who get serious results. We say,
if you want to get paid,
you better go to Tatum and Wade. Listen, hey, I am as excited as I've been all year long. I have had all type of coaches on the show, but there's nothing like today's show. I have a young man who is a father and a young lady who is his daughter. They are legends in every sense of the word. The dad was a SWAC freshman of the year. He was a 4-year starter at Jackson State. He is in the Jackson State Hall of Fame. He was the starting point guard with former NBA player Lindsey Hunter. He played in over 119 games. He's a father of two and a husband to Cynthia. Please welcome to the show, John Taylor.
Hey, how you doing, Coach? Hey, Coach.
Now, that's all I need you to say. I really wish we had a drum roll right here for this next introduction. The next introduction is his daughter, a 5-star recruit. She was a 3-time Miss Gatorade Player of the Year. She was a 3-time Dandy Dozen. She was recruited by everybody in the country, but she decided to stay at home, at her home state, and she was a starting point guard. And she stayed at home in her home state, and plays for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, the Lady Bulldogs, that is. Please welcome to the show none other than the starting point guard, Miss Myah Taylor. How are you doing today, Myah?
I'm good, Coach. How are you?
Good. Hey, listen, thank you guys for being on the show today. I am as excited, like I said, as I can be. Um, you guys, the introductions obviously tell you a lot about who you are and what the accomplishments that you've had so far. And so I'm just excited to get right into some things and talk to you about some things that's going on in the world today. And yeah, I'm just excited. Sometimes I'm so excited I'm running over my words here. So anyway, let's start with you, Myah. Right now we are going through, obviously, I'm 51 years of age, and so we're going through a phase in history right now that we've never been going through in the history of my life. So obviously it's got to be in the history of your life because you're younger than me. And so uh, this COVID-19 that we're dealing with, and also racial tensions that's going on. I want to talk to you. I want you to talk to us about. Let's start with COVID-19. How has COVID-19 impacted you as a person and as a player?
I think with COVID as a player, you have to be smart because not only if I was to get sick, I would not only affect me, but my teammates, the entire team, the coaching staff, things like that. So you have to become really unselfish and make sure that you're just smart with staying safe, staying healthy, following all the guidelines and procedures and practice, going around campus or even in your own home because we all live together, some of the players. So just being careful and safe about that. And I just think it's taught me patience and to never take the game for granted because it can get taken away from you. So just take it every day by day, attacking the day, and just become a better person.
That's awesome. Hey, take me back to the spring. Let's go back in the spring when this first hit. What were you? What did you expect it to be going on this long? Talk to me. Just kind of go back. Let's go back in March when it first hit. I mean, what did you think? What were your initial thoughts?
So we just got back to Starkville from the SEC tournament. We played in the championship game. We lost that game. We came back and we were practicing and we were seeing things on the news and on ESPN saying that the men's tournament, SEC tournament, would be canceled. And so we were just all just had thoughts about that. And then the coaches brought us in and told us about COVID and just saying how the season will be put at a pause. So initially we thought like, what was going on? And we were just thinking it was just going to be at a pause, but we never just thought that our season would be canceled and end so suddenly. So it was definitely something that caught us by surprise. It caught everyone by surprise, I'm sure, and no one knew they would last this long. But just looking back to that day, just knowing, you can't take anything for granted because it can get taken away from you pretty quick.
That's a great point because it definitely shocked the world. John, let me ask you as a father, what are some of your thoughts on COVID-19? And as a parent and as a protector of your children, how do you feel about your child and your children being at school? And what's some of the thoughts that you may have?
Well, in my perspective, I just got all the confidence in the universities and the coaching staff. I mean, I think at Mississippi State, they're all the precautionary with the president is there. I think they worked out in smaller groups to start off, and they just got all the protocols in the world. So I got big time confidence in the university, and that means a lot. To let your kids go out and knowing that. But Myah is a person that's always been responsible. So protocol has never been any concern of mine dealing with safety for her.
That's awesome that you can, you can trust your big girl,
Right.
you ain't got to worry about, because I'm telling you now, there's a lot of stuff going on. People on these colleges, they acting like stuff ain't nothing going on. The parties are still happening. You ain't wearing face masks and stuff. I know Myah doesn't really know about that. Some of her friends probably tell her, but we know that we see it. But of course, Myah stays in her room, and that's great. Okay.
Hey, Myah. With all of the racial tension that's going on in the world, what are some of your thoughts about the racial tension, and how do you feel you can voice your opinions as you being a college athlete?
Um, I think right now, being an athlete, I feel like we have the spotlight and we do have the platform. I know you see a lot of things that's going on with the NBA, WNBA, just a lot of different athletes across the world on every different level are speaking up and voicing their opinions. I think that's really important because as an athlete, some people just want to categorize us as just an athlete. And before that, before I'm an athlete, I am a Black woman. So I just feel like my voice will be heard. I feel like I won't be silenced. I will take all the responsibilities of just posting things on my social media, participating in different marches that we have on campus, and just be a part of everything. Registering to vote. I know our whole team, thanks to Mississippi State, we in the administration there, they have some really important people on a phone call with us to make sure that everyone is registered to vote. So I just think things like that, just really just making sure that we have a voice in the world and we can make an impact and we won't just be quiet.
Let me ask you this, Myah. Did I see correctly? I think I looked at. Did you guys just have a Black Lives Matter march at Mississippi State or something?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm on a panel, and it's I believe it's called, it's a panel that we get together and just come up with different ideas and different things that we could do as student athletes to voice our opinions on racial injustice and things like that. And my teammate Sydney Cooks, who's actually she's from Kenosha, Wisconsin, so I'm pretty sure you heard of Jacob Blake and things like that, and you've heard of that that part of the world. And she's from there, and so she actually coordinated a march for us, and I was a part of it. And it was really special. It was over 400 student athletes out there marching together for a bigger cause, and I just feel like it was really special. And I feel like we really got a message out there that we will not just be quiet. We are more than athletes, and we're gonna stand up for something bigger than ourselves.
Okay, so you just not gonna shut up and dribble, huh?
No.
Okay, cool. Hey, John, let me ask you this. You're around my age, obviously, and we're older, and coming from, well, I'm from Mississippi as well. And so we know what kind of state that people consider our state. What has been the message that you have tried to send to your children all along concerning the racial inequalities and injustices? What have you tried to raise them, and even in raising them, what are you telling them now, that is such a big deal right now?
Well, first of all, I'm telling them, they're, I'm 48 now. I think you said you was 51 earlier. So our level of growing up was a little different from theirs. So I think, we had a lot of tension and racial injustice back then, but we couldn't really speak out. But right now, I see that they are blessed enough to have a bigger platform than we had. And they're just a blessing to us that they can get out and they can say some of the things that we probably couldn't have said back then, because even back in the days when Thurgood Marshall said, one of his quotes was, injustice, you want to speak out in inequality and injustice and be heard. But back then we couldn't actually do that without getting somewhat put on the back burner, like some athletes in the past. But now, not only they're out being a leader to the society, they got all different races, right, walking with them, which is very special because, and they're in a really unique situation right now, like she said, and I just love that they are getting involved and doing the things that they can do, because they do have the platform. I got an everyday job, so it's kind of different when you can't be heard as they would right now. So I'm just really blessed to be actually watching and seeing their development.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Back in the day, you said some of this stuff that they're saying. I mean, you can get yourself, not only is no doubt you getting fired. That's just, there ain't nothing talking about you losing your job. But
they not be playing the game.
That's right. It ain't no doubt about that. And also, they might have been doing something a little bit more to you. They're gonna shut you up. You're not gonna say this. And people talk about we need our reparations. I will say this, we are in the most unique time in the history. They're allowing us to say some things. I mean, they even put in the NBA court. They got Black Lives Matter on the court.
Right.
So it's I know our kids right here, they can't really
No.
relate. They looking like, man, we just so old and like that. But in reality, like you said, it is a blessing that they're able to say some of the things that they say. And I'm glad, Myah, that you're stepping up and being a voice that needs to be heard and that can be recognized because of who you are as a player. You're starting point guard on one of the top teams in the country. And so there's going to be some visibility. There's going to be some people that will listen to you just because of that. Well, listen, we're going to shift into this thing, what we call the What's Your Geek segment. And that's brought to you by Fahrenheit Graphics and Sweet Mary Kay Photography. And what we want to know right now is just tell us some things behind the scenes of who Myah Taylor is and who John Taylor is. You can talk about your family. We'll start with you, John. Tell us a little bit just about your family and tell us a little bit about your career. And then after that, we'll shift. And I think Ellie has a question or two for Myah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I grew up down in Brandon, Mississippi, went to Pearl High School. Like I said, I played 4 years at Jackson State, where I actually came in as a starter, freshman of the year. And I actually had some big time games back in the day. We beat some big time teams on the road. Had a really good career. But the biggest part of the deal is just hard work. All my family, my brother plays basketball, my sister played basketball, and in the Taylor family, we always believe in hard work. And I just never felt like anybody could, we never was the most talented people on the court, but we just believed in outworking somebody. And that was just driven through my parents and myself and my grandparents. And so that's a little about me. We just blue collar. We're just blue collar guys, and and try and do right, live right, and believe in God. Very simple.
That's awesome. Tell me about your wife, and I know it's important, and your son too. You have a son as well, don't you? Tell us a little bit about the rest of the Taylor family.
Okay.
And also, Myah, pick the dog up. We want to see the dog a little bit. There we go. What's the dog's name?
His name is Coda. He is very busy. You see, he's chewing on his collar now.
What's up, Coda? Coda? Oh, okay.
My wife, Cynthia Taylor, she actually went to Jackson State, 89, 90. She graduated in 93. She actually ran track at Jackson State. She actually won SWAC in long jumping. So she had a good career at Jackson State as well in track and field. We married right after college, and this year be their 25th year anniversary. We do have a son in West, which really, to me, I always figured he was the underdog because I always kept him, close to me for as, any kind of recruitment or getting out, but he's actually, Coach Casey's done a great job in recruiting him. And, I figured in 10th grade, I knew where he wanted to go. I wanted him to go to Jackson State from the start. Actually, it's the same as Myah. I wanted Myah to go to Jackson State. Believe it or not, I called when Myah was in the 7th grade, Jackson State coach, and reached out to her and said, hey, I want Myah at Jackson State. I did the same with West in 9th grade. Coach Casey actually came up to see West in 9th grade, and they offered him a year later. So we all graduated from Jackson State, my brother, my sister, myself, my wife, and I'm just I bleed blue. So, well, Myah got away.
let me just say this to you. My two oldest daughters, Farron is my oldest, who actually is one of the sponsors in Fahrenheit Graphics. She graduated from Jackson State. My daughter Mary, who's also a sponsor, Sweet Mary Kay Photography, she just graduated from Jackson and got her master's. And I coached 2 years ago at Jackson State myself. So we kind of bleed a little blue here. And Coach Kason Burke, that is my guy. We talk every day. And he definitely used to tell me about West. And so, yeah, that's great. Ellie, what did you have to ask Myah? You said you had something to ask.
I just wanted to ask, how old?
I think y'all on mute. I think it went to mute.
I was my old silly self. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know, how old were you when your dad first put a ball in your hand, and when did you know that you wanted to be a college basketball
How old was I?
Probably 4th, 5th grade.
Probably 4th or 5th grade. I played AAU. He's going crazy. He sees people outside, so he just goes crazy.
I love that. I love the energy from the dog. Y'all, the Taylors, y'all some dogs anyway. I love it.
player?
He's so feisty. But no, I was in 4th and 5th grade. I started playing. There's called the Memphis Tar Heels. So I played there with Coach Rachel and Coach Mo. That was really my first time, and I think I played some like little leagues at Olive Branch, maybe at the YMCA. But I don't know. I remember when I was started working out, like true working out in 7th grade, and my dad took me to the trainer and was like, I just want her to make the high school team. I just want her to be good enough so she can make the high school team. And that was my first goal. And then I just feel like it just built on itself. Once I found out that I could really get a scholarship and go to school for free, which is the most important thing to me, just getting my degree, because one day basketball will end, but I will always, have my education and my diploma, things like that. So I just felt like going to college for free, getting a scholarship, things like that was just very important to me. So I just kept working towards it.
Okay, let me jump in and ask a quick question, Myah. Now, your family, everybody went to Jackson State. You are getting recruited by everybody in the country. When did you first break it to your dad that I'm not going to Jackson State? And then how did you choose Mississippi State?
How did I really just never broke it to him that I just wasn't going to Jackson State. Jackson State is a really good school. It's an HBCU. The atmosphere and culture there is just amazing. I've been on their campus before a lot of times when they go to homecoming and stuff like that. So I've been around Jackson State a lot. And I've always kept them in my top 10 and things like that because I've always considered going to Jackson State. But I feel like with Mississippi State, at that time, that program was just taking off. I just wanted to be a part of that and help build that as well. So in the atmosphere, it wasn't far away from home. It's 2 hours away from home. And I just feel like it was just the right fit for me. So.
Let me ask you this. Playing at Olive Branch, obviously, Olive Branch recently has won, I know they won this past year state championship. And I think they won one. You were on the team. They won the one championship, and then they stole it from you. That's what we're going to call it. We keep it real around here. Is that what you call it? Did you call it stole it?
Got the ring.
No, I still have my ring. I still claim it. It's okay. We won that one.
Yeah, that's what I thought that you were one of the ones, I didn't know you guys then, but I think I do remember I had just moved into Mississippi, and I do remember y'all kind of fighting for that. And I thought that was, it was unfortunate, and I think it was unfair that they would do that. And I think that that was really unfortunate. Let me ask you this. Let me back up with you, John. When did you recognize that Myah was special? Obviously you started her out and you just wanted to have a ball in her hands because you're talking about you and your wife were phenomenal athletes. When did you know, hey, I got something special here?
Well, it just started 7th grade. Like I heard Scotty Mason was a trainer. I do to him a lot of respect. Give him a lot of credit. She started working out 4 or 5 days a week, and then she started increasing in her 7th grade to 6 and 7 days a week. I mean, she missed a lot of Friday football games after church. She was in the gym. She just stayed in the gym. So it changed me when she just started to love the game. I think to be the best, you really got to love the game. And then I instilled in her just not only to try to be the best player here and to not just look at Mississippi, but try to be one of the best players in the world. See who's out there in your position and take from that. And from that, she started studying the game. Started watching film, breaking down film at an early age, and just all those things and qualities. I knew she was going to be special. She just refused. I think she lost 7 high school games in 4 years, 8 high school games in 4 years. So her willingness not to lose mentality, and like I said, she wasn't the most talented. She wasn't the fastest, but she's very smart. Even in the classroom now, I think Mississippi State, she's on the Mississippi State Council, SEC Council. She's got a 3.88 GPA. just all the qualities of just being smart, knowing the game, and just being a pro. I mean, she's a pro.
Let me ask you this, because me, I've coached for over 28 years, and some of the challenges that I've seen over the years and still see to this day, with even switching over to the media, I see how a lot of ex-players and parents who are involved with their children, they don't always make the best decisions. They kind of overboard. They're prima donnas. But from everything that I've heard about you and your character, because I've done my homework on you, tell the people that are listening, some parents who have somebody special, maybe like a Myah, how you went through the process of staying humble and just letting the process play itself out, and what advice would you give to the next Myah Taylor's father?
Well, I would tell them just, really stay with them. And we as parents invest a lot in our kids. So we want our kids to be great. But first of all, you got to let the coaches coach your kids. That's the first thing. And, when we all have bad days. I had bad days at work. And Myah had so many bad games the first year. When she called me, I say team won, Myah. That's the most important thing. So, I didn't ever get into X's and O's. Those what the coaches are for. I went into the sense of I'm going to just be your helpmate or your backbone if you need somebody to talk to, but not talking about per se basketball. I think all the parents these days, they want their kids to be great, but they cannot be great because they don't let coaches coach their kids. And I see that a whole lot. I mean, I know I promoted Myah, and I put Myah in front of the scouts and the different people to actually see her and to rank her. But at the end of the day, she's on an island by herself. So you just got to be a support cast to your kids. And that's why I would tell all the parents, love your kids. But like I said, Myah also said something before, it's bigger than basketball. No matter where you go to school, it's about getting an education first. I think basketball helps them prepare for their life after college, as far as the competitive nature that sports actually put into kids. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. And that's how I was, that's the conversation I had with my kids.
Myah, let me ask you this question. Have you ever played your dad one-on-one?
Yeah, I beat him a couple times. A lot of times.
When was the first time you ever beat him?
Probably my 11th grade year of high school.
Yeah.
Probably 11th grade year of high school. Yeah, we're both so competitive. Just like with my brother, I can't play against my brother because we'll end up fighting. It never turns out well because I want to win, he wants to win, and we're gonna win it at any cost. And so sometimes that's not the best thing because when we have to go home, we're fighting and arguing, and then the parents get involved, and then now we mad at our parents for taking whoever's side. So we definitely make each other better. Me and my brother, we make each other better, but sometimes the smart thing to do is not put us against each other because it won't turn out that well.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I was getting ready. That was going to be my next question. You beat me to it because I've seen your brother play. And I tell you, when I first saw your brother playing, I was telling Casey this. When I first saw him, and this is why I tell kids when you never know who's watching you. And so when you came down, matter of fact, you were there the summer before, not this past summer, but the summer before, and y'all was just in Jackson. And I saw him playing. I said to him, ooh, I don't know about that. Jackson State, he ain't that guy. To me, that's what I was saying. And because he's just kind of jacking around, and then he played over at Murrah, and then the point guard over there, Jamal Esco, kind of gave him the business. And so in my mind, I was like, ooh. But then I saw him play this year against Starkville, and I said, ooh, that West Taylor ain't no joke. They got a steal right there. And so tell me, because I know you can't beat West right now. So you ain't going to tell me. You can say all that stuff that you want, but I know West ain't letting you beat him right now. So when did West, this is the question. When did West start beating you?
Well, I won the last game, so I won't play West anymore. So he'll never say he beat me. So okay. West never beat me because I won't play him anymore. Last game I won. So we're going to put it out there. Last game I won, I'm not playing West anymore. But
so West has never beaten you?
I think the last time I played West is probably
about 2 years ago.
It's probably last year. We was at Olive Branch Gym, and we played, and it was the roughest game.
That was 2 years.
It was 2 years ago. He was fouling me. I was fouling him. And I beat him, but he not gonna. He not gonna.
Yeah, he knocked her down pretty hard. You know?
Yeah.
I had to call the game.
He had to call it, but I won.
Okay.
One thing
That's been kind, Myah, because your brother is the real deal. He's going to have a great career at Jackson State. I am as excited as I can be about him. And I told Bert he got a great one in that one. And so your dad, you know, it's interesting. You know, my kids don't play. You know, sometimes I regret not kind of making them play because I didn't want to be that parent. I'll be honest with you, John. My hats are off to you because I still, and I have 2 more young ones. She's got to be 15. My son is 12, and I haven't figured out how to train them, to be honest with you. I've trained so many and coached so many kids because they don't want to work. And so I play them jacking around one-on-one, and I absolutely destroy them. I mean, you know, it's like they'll never beat me. My son, I allowed to beat me twice. He's beat me twice, and I'm devastated because you know you didn't score though, right?
I scored 1.
Yeah, okay. She's a pretty girl, you know. She's a saxophone player.
A pretty girl, but I just don't. I don't want to play basketball.
Oh, okay, there it is. So I didn't force them. How did you how did you tell us how did you just decide to allow them to start playing and just without kind of forcing them? Did you have the mindset you weren't going to force them, or did you feel like I'm going to force them to a certain point to see if they're going to like it or not?
Well, Myah was a little different. She played basketball in 6th and 7th grade, but she was a good softball player. She actually made the high school softball, fast pitch softball team in the 7th grade. So she was playing high school. And I had to really take softball away. I know her mom loved to play softball, but I said, Myah, to be the best, I felt back in the days, you had to concentrate on one sport and give it your all. So she gave up softball, and there she had it. But Wes, a little different. You know, Wes has always played basketball. He was just always underrated. So with really no pressure. I mean, they love the game. I played a lot. They seen me play. They seen my sisters play. So it's in the basketball is just in our family. So I didn't have any problem persuading them to play the sport.
Okay, so I do not have a favorite college team, but maybe you can convince me that Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs make it my new favorite team. Tell me about your team and your expectations for this year.
Well, starting with just my teammates, I just feel like I have a sister in each and every one of them. I feel like the bond that we have right now is going to carry over into life after basketball, and that's honestly what it's all about. Just having a sister to your left and right that you can always depend on no matter what, on and off the court. And I just feel like that's just the most important thing about it, building those relationships. And I feel like the expectation, right now we have a new coaching staff, you all may know, but they're awesome. They come in, and for one, they care for each and every one of us. Their main goal is to develop us into a better woman outside of basketball first. And then the second is to win a championship. And I just feel like that they hold us to that standard every single day. And I feel like it's some new things that they're implementing in us, and it's going to take hard work and going to take change, but change is good. And I feel like that we're heading in the right direction. I feel like that we have a very talented team this year. We're going to be hardworking, and we really just have love for each other, and that's just what it is. And I just feel like that's what's going to be the backbone to us. Hopefully win the SEC championship and then make it to the NCAA tournament and then carrying on from there.
All right, let me ask you. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I know of several of the players on the team, but I actually happened to see this young lady play in high school. And I was at the women's Final Four in Ohio. She played for Sports City U, an AAU team out of Ohio, from Michigan. Tell me, I thought she was a star. When I saw her, I said, "Ooh, this girl is the real deal." Tell me about Rickea Jackson from your perspective, because in my mind, She is special. She's one of the best players in the country. I think she should be a WNBA superstar one day. Tell me your thoughts.
One thing about Rakia, the only personal thing that can hold Rakia back is Rakia. Rakia has all the tools. Rakia can do it all. Rakia, the only thing about Rakia, she's a hard worker. She can do almost everything. And I just feel like, as far as just with Rakia, we all know that she can do it all, but it really takes teammates around her as well. And I just feel like, as a coaching staff and as our teammates, I feel like that with having Rakia on our team, we not only make Rakia better, Rakia really makes us better. And I just feel like Rakia is definitely a key to our team. She's definitely one of the most important players on our team. But I just feel like, at us as a team, we're so much stronger as a team, and Rakia just makes us that much better.
See, that was a test right there. I've been coaching for years, and you passed the test with flying colors. That proved to me right there is no question that you're a phenomenal leader, because you were able to talk about this is so powerful, and I hope people can understand this. You were able to talk about your teammate in such a positive way, but also share with us that there's some things that she has to work on without being, like negative. And and you kept it real with us, and I can appreciate that. That's powerful. I'm excited to everything I've heard about you right there. I didn't believe all of it, but then right then you just took all the stuff right there. I like, oh yeah, she is a leader. Yep, that's it. So I had to give you a leader test right there, and you passed with like 100. Let me ask you this as we get ready to close. I want to just ask you about your impression. Talk to us a little bit about the staff as a whole, but then finish it up with us with the great Nikki McCray. I've actually met Nikki years ago when she was at South Carolina as a coach, and I brought a kid down to South Carolina when she was an assistant. And back in the day, a lot of people may not know this, Coach Brownlee, whom I helped, was a graduate assistant at University of Tennessee, used to work Nikki out. That's how they became, close. And I want to say this to Nikki, because I know you're going to watch this. I've been trying to get you on my podcast, and I don't know why you playing me like that. So that's for you, Nikki, because we know each other, and you act like you forgot who Evie was. It is a great day to be alive. But anyway, that ain't about that. So tell me about the staff and Coach McCray.
Right, just the entire staff is just wonderful. Starting with Ashley, she's our Dobo. She just operates the entire thing. And then we have Coach Britt. She's the young, feisty defensive coach that can relate to us a little bit more, because she's around the same age, and she's gonna be in our ear about different things. And then we have Coach Chief. He just keep it real. He just keep it real. He lets you know what it is and how it's supposed to be right then and there. And then we have Coach Freeman. I feel like he's just the brains and the machine of it all. He knows the X's and O's. He pinpoints and just on everything very accurately. And then we have just Coach Nikki. She's just a dog. She's a competitor. She's on us tough. She's on me tough, and she's challenged me already to another different level that's gonna bring me to a different level, so I could help the team out and bring the team out to a different level. So with all the different coaches and everybody that we have on staff, they all bring something that's just so special to this team. And I can honestly say I have a relationship with every single one of them. Not just this one, not just with every single one of them. I can go to any one of them whenever I need them. And just to hit on a recent point, I lost a first cousin and an uncle recently, and they've been texting me every day. They've just been so loving and having me in their thoughts and prayers, and they sent my parents flowers. I mean, it's just the little things like that you can really call it home. Like, it's Mississippi State is my home away from home, and I can honestly say that with the new coaching staff.
John, I'm gonna ask you this last question for you, and then we'll wrap it up. How do you feel, with, obviously Coach Schaefer bringing, recruiting you guys basically as a family, and then, obviously convincing Myah to come, then him leaving. Talk us through just real quick how Coach McCray, and, obviously a legend, you're talking about a WNBA player, an Olympian, one of the greatest players ever playing the SEC. How do you feel she, did as far as obviously getting you guys to stay? She obviously did a good job because Mya's still there, but tell me some things that you have found out already just in speaking with her and seeing her operate in this short time.
Well, the key is, and it's just, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. It's just communication. I mean, she is. If you deal with communication, she gives an A+. I mean, I've got calls with her just discussing my future, her grades, where she sits for as a class and expected graduation. I've calls, updates from her on how my progress is going, even with her shooting percentages and different things. I think the biggest key is just the communication. She's probably given to all, and she gives it to all the parents. I mean, I think, and this is, I take it, Myah was at home a whole lot this summer, and I think Myah spent hours on the phone with her. I mean, I think the key is, as a point guard, I was a point guard, and Coach Stockton was my head coach. You got to have being a point guard, and I know you got different positions on the court, but you got to have a steady communication with the head coach because you're the head of the team. And I feel like Myah, I can't foresee the future, but I know Mya's gonna give it all her this year. But her communication with the coach is gonna be key, and for all the point guards. So I really like how Nikki Coach McCray have attacked it, and I mean she's been awesome. I mean we're just, and like I said, communication is I think the biggest key. And so I think she'll give Mya's best this year.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate, you guys, coming on. It's been great. And so
oh well, hold on. I have one more question. Myah, one last thing. My dad doesn't allow me to have a boyfriend right now. Tell that this is kind of an awkward question, but is there any guy in your life? And if so, what does your dad have to say about it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop right there because my dad said I couldn't date until I was about 30. So just hang in there. I think he'll let up just a little bit as you get older because I wasn't allowed to date till I was a senior in high school. So, and I really wasn't allowed to date then. Really, he was side-eyeing it. But yes, I have a boyfriend. His name is Dwayne Stewart. He plays at Mississippi State. He's on the men's basketball team, number 3. I think my dad liked him. Do you like him?
Yeah, he's a nice gentleman. He's a gentleman. I like him. He's smart. He go to class. I see grades. I see grades before I see anything. Okay.
Well, you know what? That's awesome. So see, Ellie, she said 30. You're 15, so you got 15 more years left. And it's like, I got 2 other older ones, and they all know the same thing. And I know at the end of the day, y'all gonna like some boys anyway, so we just have to deal with it, but it's good that I'm excited, to be honest with you. And I know Bulldog Nation, I'm sure they knew anyway. It's not like it's a secret like that, but I'm excited because 2 athletes getting together like mom and dad, that means I be thinking down the road like marriage. I'm thinking about 6'5" kids. DJ is a big time athlete. I'll be
coaching AAU again. I'll be coaching
right.
AAU.
That's what I'm automatically thinking about. I mean, because DJ can jump out the gym. I saw him playing. And then with your toughness, your leadership, when y'all get married down the road, because see, I'm a minister too. So I always tell my kids, you can't date nobody. You shouldn't date nobody that you can't marry. That's how I really believe it, especially at your age. If you can't spend the rest of your life with them, you're wasting time. And so that's one of the reasons that I don't encourage my daughters and my kids to get involved in relationships too early, because I know in life things happen. Now you're a junior, so you can kind of, things have moved on a little bit. And so, you pretty much got a feel for where you're going. But, let's think about 9th grade like she is. Man,
yeah.
You got
plenty of time.
You got
plenty of time.
Yeah. So she already liked a few boys.
We have a special guest.
Hey.
He been peeping around.
Hey, Coach, you got a special guest. Wanted to get a screenshot.
What's up, Coach?
Love him, my guy, Wes Taylor. Love him, absolutely. Come on, let me see your head for real, man. You just saw a piece of it. Jump him in there, sit down. He can just finish his last little bit. Yes, right there. Wait, look, you gotta get the waves right, huh? You gotta get the waves.
I've been asleep. I'm getting ready to go back to school.
Hey, I was looking forward because I was coaching Murrah. I was an assistant coach with Murrah, and so I was looking forward to popping that top unfortunately, Starkville got it done. Like, I was really looking forward to that, you know, and I know I had Jamal Esco. I was just telling him how Jamal Esco got the best of you that one summer I saw you, and so I was looking forward to that. But I told them, and I said this on national TV, a national platform, that when I saw you against Starkville, I went back and told Coach Burke, and I even told Coach Brent, because I talked to Brent Burke and them every day. I said, man, I'm telling you, Wes Taylor is special. Wes Taylor gonna be giving some cats, some bits in there, and I can tell you, they both have said to me that you have exceeded expectations, and that you're gonna be a vital part of the team this year as a freshman. So again, hey, thank you guys, thank the Taylors, man. It has been awesome. This is our first Girl Dad series in it. I think it's gonna be huge. I wanted you guys to be first, and there's a reason, because you're a special family. Do you guys, I'll let you have the last words, and then before we sign off, y'all have anything that, you know, John or Myah, that you want to just leave with the people?
Well, hey, I appreciate all you do for the game, and just giving us the opportunity to have a voice, and maybe we help somebody today. Maybe we help the parent or voice something that maybe they can use. And we really appreciate you inviting us on.
Yeah, just thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on here and just tell State.
All right, I would be remiss if I didn't tell all of you the GOG. GOG basically means get out the geek. You're geeking. So y'all don't understand what that is, but y'all. All right, well, I appreciate you guys.
Geeker, the geeker, the geeker. His name's the 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 geeker.